Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now we're going to get our popcorn and then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car and I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be
Along
as
the
bright
tower
as
is
the
the missing
sun.
incident.
And as you come around, and it feels so great, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Where is Cody?
Hey family, how is everybody doing? Man, it is going down, you guys. Let me see. I know you guys, we're early, we 1 hour early, and that is fine. We're waiting because what just happened, and I want to share this with you. It is breaking news. I believe the judge is fin to order the YSL a mistrial. She's thinking about it right now. This is the straw that's broken the camel's back. She's actually saying right now, well, they in recess right now. But let me tell you what happened. So this other YSL member done came on the stand, and it's this little dark-skinned little chocolate young man, and he kind of looked like Lil Wayne. It woke me up out of a sleep just hearing him talk, and I'm like, he's got this deep voice. Let me see who this is, because see, I'll be in the bed resting my eyes because I worked last night, and I'll just listen, and when something is ringing that bell like, hey, it's going down, and they's like, excuse me, judge, we're calling for a motion. Now normally I don't come on here talking about, hey, because they done called like how many motions and called for mistrial. Well, let me tell you right now, I had gotten upset when I heard the young man says, well, Quay, he's reading from this paper saying free Quay. They were supposed to redact that. If you don't know what redacting means, that means take that out the equation. That means, black it out so nobody can see it. But he's reading it. The state was supposed to take it out. Well, you know what the state's going to say. Well, we didn't know. Oh, it's just a mistake. You guys, I've got my mute off so that when they come back into court, we're gonna see what the judge say. We're going to hear what the judge say. But I'm just explaining it to you right now. You know what? You know how when something in your belly just jump, it just jump. Oh my God! How you doing, Sanja Watts and Zena and Danielle? How you guys doing? And so my belly jumped, and I got up, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And my phone will not record nothing. I don't know why it won't. I was trying to record it. I said, "Let me record this part," and as it is live, that means the time is always changed. So I went to it, and if you guys want me to go to it real quick and share with you, I'm pretty sure I can do that real quick, because we can get back to it. Hold on, let me find it real quick.
Slow it down.
Let me find it real quick. It's gonna be hard to find. This just
The hashtag. There was a hashtag
Here it
on
is.
that exhibit that said "Free Quay,"
hold on.
which would definitely.
rock out against whoever
Listen.
with you.
And are there some hashtags?
No slime left behind.
All right. And is that an emoji next to that hashtag?
It looked like a crazy emoji. I never seen that.
Okay. What's the next hashtag?
2 B's.
Do you know what that signifies?
Big business.
All right. And what else does the rest of it say?
Many more blessings and riches, I say.
And is someone tagged?
I don't know who that is. Oh, there's somebody who made some clothes.
All right.
Real feel. I don't know who that is.
And what else does the rest of the post say for the record?
Thank you for this exclusive ass hat and for this crazy ass one of none hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone else tagged.
Somebody named Marilyn is totally responsible.
Okay. And when was this post posted?
This
2020.
All right. Now, the verse that you quoted, your verse, what song is that from?
Dang, I forget about it.
So he's a rapper, and he got these big old things on his head.
Dang, I don't even remember. I really don't. I think, is it Where the Love at?
And was that a song that came out before 2020 or in 2020?
It probably came out in 2020.
And in looking at this picture, do you know where you and Mr. Stillwell were when you took
At
it?
the studio.
And do you have a particular studio that you used to go to?
No,
Where was this studio located?
I can't remember by heart, but it looked like, sheesh. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I remember.
No, that's fine. Of course, it don't you want me.
See, that's Miss Hilton questioning the young guy, and he's a young rapper,
Miss Westmoreland.
and she's telling him to read from a post. So I believe they did this on purpose, but
What does no slime left behind mean?
she always acting like, oh, I'm so surprised. She's
I
not
think
surprised.
that's what it means. No
Listen.
slime left behind.
Listen, you guys, here it comes. It's coming up. Hilton and Miss Love is the attorneys today. They do not have the A team. They got
I'm
the
going
B.
to show you what's been marked as 37 and admitted,
Oh, that was my mixtape name. That's why he put the hashtag. He was supporting my mixtape.
Your mixtape was No Slime Left Behind.
Yes.
What made you name your mixtape No Slime Left Behind?
Like the No Child Left Behind thing that's in school.
Huh.
I just named it that. No Slime Left Behind.
And when you were talking about slime, who were you? Were you referencing anyone particular?
No, not nobody in particular. No. I just wanted to be different. I just named it that.
We're going to publish 37 and N.
He came on here to tell. Because he got a deal. Here we go. Here we go, you guys.
Who is in 37 and N?
OG Boo. OG Boo.
And who is that?
Shannon.
All right. And can you read for the jury the caption?
Read his caption.
Yes.
There it is. There it is.
Ain't nothing more compatible than a trench. A carbon while in the trenches.
And then is there a hashtag?
Hashtag no slime left behind. Hashtag 2Bs. Life size.
And is there another hashtag?
Free Quay.
Free Quay.
Is there another hashtag on the screen?
She asked him to do it.
It's in this paper
Your
right
Honor.
here. Got me reading.
Your Honor,
There-
I have to make a motion.
There we go. That's it. That's it. That's it. When he said free Quay, that's telling the jurors that Quay is in jail. Quay is locked up. You cannot do that. That messes up his character. That's why they got the little black sheets on the table so nobody can know that they're in jail. So let's go. That's back. The judge has not came back. So if they ask for, I don't know which one it is. If they ask for a mistrial with prejudice, that means that maybe they can come back and retrial it. Or if they ask for a mistrial with unprejudiced, that means they can't come back and charge these same people. But it really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I think they're over their statute of limitations of all the stuff. They done already gathered all this information, and I don't know if they can use that information again. So anyway, you guys, the judge, she and I'm just being honest, it made me mad because they made me mad because you know how when you're talking to somebody and they're like, oh, it's no big deal. This judge is always doing the most when it comes to this bull. I mean, for real, you guys. If this is not a mistrial right now, if this is not a mistrial, this means, and I already told you guys. I told you guys this Monday. Hey, Vonna7, how you doing? Hey, Tina Power. Hey, Zena. Thank you guys for showing up. They're talking about a mistrial right now. And this is not going to be like all the other mistrials that they talked about. So that's why I wanted to come on here right now, because I believe that the judge needs to do the right thing. I don't believe the judge wants to do the right thing. You know, but how many times are you going to let somebody come on the stand and say that these boys are in jail, they're locked up, they're in prison, they're incarcerated, they just got out? You can't. How many times? For the last 3 times of the witnesses that's got on the stand in the last couple of days, you guys, they all been saying that. They all been saying that, and you guys know it. If you ain't been listening to it, I'm telling you, that's what we do. And you know what? I'm happy if they do a mistrial, because guess what? Jeffrey can get out of jail right now. Jeffrey can get out of jail. I already told you guys down the road. You know, I'm not trying to predict the future. You can just foresee it for what it is. They're gonna get him down the road on some other humbug bull stuff. You know, either some contraband, well, not contraband, but some drug paraphernalia or something, or you know, whatever. But oh Lord, my thing is buffering. Come on, I don't care. For real. Let me blink out and go back in because yeah, because that's how you do it. But anyway, so the judge came back on, and I mean, I told you guys I get so excited about this case because what's done happened. This been going on and on and on, and and you know what? Last night I was at work at my new job, and I was just doing the orientation, and there was this Asian lady that was supposed to be training me. She had a freaking attitude. She wanted me to work. Hey, I'm supposed to get trained, not work. And every time when, she thinking I'm stupid, I'm not. I've been a nurse 19 years. You've been a nurse 7. I know when you're trying to do some stuff. Every time I ask you when I'm supposed to know something, you want me to be doing something else. But then you want me to work the whole hall and act like you training me. You ain't training me. I don't know what the heck you doing. You got an attitude. So I finally told her after working and working and working and I'm working slow because I don't know these people. I don't know who looks like who. They all look the same to me. They all need help. And I'm not saying that in a disrespect. I'm just telling y'all like a TIS. But I told you guys, like I don't play with these women. So anyway, I just kept taking it and taking it and taking it. And finally I said, hey, I thought you was gonna help. Why am I working? I thought you was gonna help. I know how to pass meds. I know how to do count. So every time when you ask me to do something, I'll be like, nah, you just go right ahead. She gets an attitude. So when I told her, I said, because I'll go to the DON and say, look here, I'm telling her, she wanted me to work. And so I just told her, I thought you was going to help because you got me doing this work. And that's fine, but it ain't fine with me. Show me some stuff I don't know. Don't get in here and got me working your shift and you ain't showing me nothing. Because when I'm on my own, I'm on my own. Don't show me something I already know. I mean, I know we got to go through it or whatever, but people will have an attitude with you because they can't use you or they're mad. It didn't matter what. You know what? I went to a CNA. And I was like, I'm trying to get my time card right. I'm trying to get, the clocking in right. She's like, every time turn around like, oh, I can show her that. You know what? No. When people act like they don't want to help you, they don't want to help you. Don't sit there and try to be nice. This dude, this young man that is a part of YSL was coming in and he was going to tell. He's got a deal probably on the table. He probably done got in some trouble. And you know what? He was going to be the number one person in YSL that was going to tell it all. You can see how he came in the courtroom, sit on the bench, and he got to just opening up his mouth. He's like, hey, what do you want me to say? Hey, what do you want me to do? I'm going to... when you ask the question, you can tell when a person is like, I'm feeling some kind of way. I don't really want to say that. I can't remember. I can't recall. He ain't doing none of that. He's sitting there putting names down. Oh, that's such and such. Oh, that's Shannon. Oh, that's Quay. Oh, that's Jeffrey. Oh, slime means this. And this means that. And caught something bad means this. Got something bad means that. I said to myself, oh my goodness, we got a singing bird. We got a singing bird, right? And you know what? The last time when the detective came on the stand and said some stuff, one of the attorney, I think is Yak Gotti's attorney, said, you can't fix this, Judge. You can't fix it. And she really couldn't. You know what the judge said? Oh, I don't think they really meant this. I don't think they really meant that. We're going to go on. We're going to give them instructions. Once you ring that bell is wrong. Them jurors is looking, and the judge is like, I don't want to waste nobody's time. We've been doing this for 10 months. I don't want to waste nobody's time. Waste nobody's time? You got these boys in jail, locked up for 2 years. You're wasting their time. Come on now. So you're not even being really free. And let me share with you guys something that I was going to come on here and talk about today, which we're still waiting on the judge to come back. So don't go nowhere. But yesterday, if you guys remember, Jeffrey Williams' attorney, Mr. Steele, attorney Mr. Steele, was the judge Glenville had put him in contempt of court back in July, August, somewhere like in August, because remember he was arguing. It was either June, July, or August. I can't remember. It was June, July. It was June, July. It was June or July. He put him in contempt of court, told him that he was going to do 20 days in jail, and because Attorney Steele would not tell him who told him about the ex parte meeting, which, yeah. And so, okay, Chris, and you know what? So just yesterday, the Supreme Court, now a lot of people did not know this. So he still didn't have to do any time at that particular time. The judge went ahead and was like, you could go ahead, they're going to go ahead and do the trial. And then later on, once you told the courts that you put him in contempt of court, he had to pay a bail. Attorney Steele had to pay a big bail so he wouldn't spend no time in jail. He told the judge, I cannot defend my client in jail, and if you put me in jail, put me in the same cell, right? So all that went down, and there was an ex parte. Actually, there was two ex partes, and you guys, they didn't get into the other one because, like I said, an ex parte, you really ain't supposed to talk about it. But Kayla let the cat out the bag. So anyway, yes, I'm anxious. I am so anxious, you guys. This is where the when they say when you get to a point and this is where the meat hit the road. Chris says Steele told the judge he wanted to be jailed with his client to work on the client's case. Exactly, Chris. And so you know what happened? So the judge, still had him in contempt of court, right? But he didn't go to jail because he paid that bail. As you guys didn't know, it was not over. He paid the bail to get out. But the Supreme Court had to look over what had happened and see if he's going to have to do time. Because you're going to have to go to court for that. Well, you know what? Yesterday, if you didn't know, I'm telling you right now, they went to court yesterday, and the Supreme Court found Judge Glenville in the wrong and canceled out the contempt of court. Because that stuff be still on your record. That would have messed up Steele's whole money. He's an attorney, and he will be still an attorney, but it looks bad for an attorney to go to jail because some mishaps, or he was being defiant, or he didn't listen to the judge, or whatever, or he was hiding some stuff. So just yesterday, you guys, the Supreme Court listened to the whole situation and found in favor of Attorney Steele, okay? And so Attorney Steele won the case. See, attorneys got attorneys. Oh, y'all, oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. They were supposed to be only gone for 5 minutes. 5 minutes done turned into 5 hours. I don't know. We're waiting on them to come back. You guys are going to hear like when I hear it and all this other stuff. That's what we're waiting on. But you know what? She said something about a mistrial, and she was like, first she kept on, Judge Paige Whitaker, she made me sick of my stomach. I was like, I got so angry because I'm like, this woman doesn't care what the state do. They're getting away with everything. They're getting away with everything. And that should not be the case. You know, these boys, there's no way in the world they can have a free trial. All of the crap in the world done happened to these boys, and they're just trying to let it go. Because you know what? They want Fannie to be, voted back in. Vote Fannie out. You know, Fannie, you guys done cost y'all state all this money. And I'm going to tell you something. I thought about this the other night. Chris H. says Steele's speech to the judge should be played in law schools to demonstrate the lawyer's responsibility to his client. Exactly. And you know this. You're on it. You know this. Steele is wonderful. He's a good attorney. And, I'm not saying he's the best. I've seen him make a couple of mistakes here. I even emailed him about some stuff. I know he didn't use what I emailed. I'm just telling you guys. I be listening to this so much that I'm like, hey, because his email is thesteelelawfirm.com. I think that's, if you guys ever need to email him or you need an attorney, his email is at thesteelattorneylaw.com. Okay? Yeah, she said, okay, I already know that Judge Glenville is on the phone with her and probably telling her, no, don't give him a mistrial. Uh-oh. Don't do this, don't do that. Give them this, give them that. They want, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. These boys had did a lot of stuff growing up. They just a whole bunch of mishap kids. They they're from the South, so they got that little Southern drawl to them when they speak. Everything is the, that, and the other, and done this and done that. My mother told me about that before, and I was kind of like, yeah, really? Because I've never heard anybody talk like that before. Until now. I mean, you hear it every blue moon, every now and then, but the whole state, they had expert witnesses. And the expert witness would say something like, well, they done... it's hard for me to explain it, but there was a lady on there the other day, and she was supposed to be this expert witness about music, and she's a retired gang investigator, and she said, well, they don't, and see what I'm saying? They, instead of saying they say they don't need to be doing that. And I'm thinking to myself, don't ever y'all come for me about, me pronouncing words or what. Don't ever come for me. You know what I'm saying? Because when I heard her speak, I would have thought to myself, Lord have mercy. And all the expert witnesses, they were speaking like that. I'm just saying, I couldn't understand what the defendants were saying, the witnesses were saying. I couldn't understand what the expert witnesses were saying. Yeah, Sanja, they wasn't saying the. She was saying duh. Duh. D-U-N, duh, or duh. Duh. I don't even know how to spell duh. That or dat. They don't say that. They dat. Dat. D-A-T, dat. They did. Oh my goodness. Oh, dat. I said to myself, if I went down there to Atlanta, they would say, where did y'all get this bougie ninja from? Where? Because you think that I can't speak well. My goodness, you guys. She says, no mistrial, just move conduct from the state being allowed. If she comes back and say, we're just going to give them an instruction, you guys, let's just give them instruction. Let's keep going. Let's do it. You know what? But I am going to say this. I literally last night said the way that they were showing all of Jeffrey's record label type of album covers or whatever, and they were pretty grody. I wouldn't have. Hey, Ace woman, how you doing? I wouldn't. It didn't catch my eye, but it seemed like this trial is going to make Jeffrey Williams on top of the world when he gets done. He done did his 2 years. Now I hope the boy, when he gets out, he set his butt down somewhere and get away from. You want to be around all these snakes? Then you know what? And I didn't know that was his. Like when rappers and we're waiting on them to come back right now, you guys. Attempting to be hood. Yeah. You don't want to be in the wrong place and be talking all proper, I guess. I don't know why we call it proper. I guess maybe educated or not even educated, because then that makes people feel bad, like you're educated and they're not. That's not the case. It's probably because of the environment that what you hear is how you pronounce. So if you're around a lot of people, and I told you guys this once before, I used to have this best friend. Oh, here they come. And she was she stuttered, and we talked for so long I started stuttering too, and I was like, I can't talk to you, you stutter. She was like, what's the problem? I said, the problem is you. And I quit talking to her. I still love her and everything, but no, we're not doing that. We're just not doing that. It's how you... What? I don't know. I don't know what you're saying, Z. Pronounce your words. I think that's what she's saying. I don't know. Fanny needs to reread the Constitution that she is supposed to uphold. Fanny's all about money. So they're saying that they will have 70 days to start a new trial. That means you're going to keep these boys in jail for another 3 months and 10 days, pretty much. They done lost this one. Can you just think that these people that has pronounced properly, okay, because I didn't know what you was writing. Enunciate. I don't know. Enunciate. Oh. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Like, they will have 70 days to start a new trial if they do. But you know what? Make them start all over. Make them start all over. They wasn't going to win this one, no way. But I don't believe that the state will give them the money and say, okay, let's do it all over again. Because sometimes I don't know if this is the first time that the state of Atlanta probably tried to try a RICO case. But you know what? I wouldn't even say they gave them a run for the money. Miss Love and Miss Hilton is just horrible. Now, Miss Hilton, she done learned a lot off of Miss Love, so it's kind of like looking in the mirror. She just not that, she kind of like, oh, I didn't know, I didn't understand. And Miss Love is a little feisty little thing. She just lies at will, and she just lie and act like she don't understand. Oh, I know this, but she'll get up in your face. But I told you guys the last time we was on here, they basically told the judge that you don't have the power to do this or do that. And I told you Judge Whitaker got mad. Judge Whitaker was mad when they said that. She didn't show it. But if you come to my courtroom and say that I don't have the power to do this power, sooner or later, you're going to see what kind of power I do have. She says huge waste of, you know what? You're exactly right. I'm going to put this on up there because you are exactly right. You are exactly right. And they need to come on. She said 5 minutes. And I guarantee you, we've been on here 35 minutes. We've been on here 35 minutes. And she said 5 minutes. Woke to God. Did they declare a mistrial? Well, no, not yet. But I believe that this one is it. We're waiting on the judge to come back in the courtroom now. Because, and I'll just give you a cliff note of what we've been talking about for the last 36 minutes. You're late. But you're not late because we don't come on until 3. And it's only about 2:47. So anyway, they done got another one of the YSL members. It's this little chocolate boy. And he kind of looked like Lil Wayne. And he was on the stand. Well, he done made some mistakes just like everybody else. They come on the stand. The state did not prep him. He's sitting there reading off of a paper that's supposed to have been redacted. And he says, free Quay. Now, and I know. Here we go. Here she is. They're not supposed to know that Quay is in jail.
All right. Miss Westmoreland. Thank you, Your Honor. May we approach? You may.
Now they finna approach? Oh, my God. Judge is in her chamber punching a pillow and yelling to herself. Look, she just came back and says, okay, you guys, now the young lady said, can we approach? Okay, but that's not going to take long. That's not going to take long. You said that judge was waiting for one more mistake. A foul at Mr. Exactly, Zena. Exactly. I told you guys, oh yeah, it's going down. It's going down. When the state, I told you guys, you have to look at people. When they get sick and tired of you, you're going to push them to do something they really don't want to do. Judge Page is like a puppet to Glenville. Okay? Judge Glenville that got recused off of this trial. So she was trying to push this trial to make it happen, make it work. So at least it goes to the jurors. She was trying to do it. You could have did anything and everything. But here's the thing. The state kept doing stuff. And it was, and she kept saying, oh, it's okay. You should have seen her face. They didn't mean it. I really just don't believe they meant it. And if this judge come back and say this again, I really just believe that this was not intentional. I think that this was a huge mistake. And so remember, just 2 days ago, the judge sanctioned and made sure that Detective Dennis cannot come back to the stand. So what did the state do? They go bring another detective. Got this woman to come on there and get all in. She was trying to hold her on. She did. But you can tell she had an attitude. She got to talking about her feelings and her opinions and this is what it means, like she was an expert. She said, I didn't say I was an expert. You said I was an expert. But hey, if they sing about it, then it's obvious. And they was like, obvious what? It's obvious that maybe they got something to do with it. Hold on. So you're investigating this case. And you're believing just because they have a song about something, it's obvious they have something to do with it. And the judge let it go. She was like, well, well, it's okay. They should have known better. They should have known this. They should have known better. Right before her, retired investigator Dennis, he should have known. Then you got this other lady. She's retired. She's sitting there like, but you know what? And I get it. I understand. It doesn't really matter what color you are. It just don't. Right is right and wrong is wrong. I'm not saying that these boys is all right. But as far as a RICO trial, no, that is not right. This has nothing to do with RICO. There is no organization. It's not illegal to be a part of a gang. Whether the gang is good, right, bad, and different, it's gonna look bad for you to be in a gang that's doing some stuff like this. And I believe that Jeffrey is learning that. I believe he learned a lot. But I was gonna share this with you guys real quick. That you guys did not know this, but the lady that I was just talking about, I can't remember what her name is. I think it's Miss Smith or whatever. I don't know. But she said that one of the songs that was singing about the Tahoe and 100 shots or whatever. And remember when Donovan got killed, Donovan drove a Tahoe, right? So there's this song that came out after Donovan's death talking about a Tahoe. So she was like, well, because they talked about a Tahoe in his death, that means that they bragging. They taunting somebody. But she didn't. So the attorney for Kendrick came on there and say, so you believe because they're singing a song about a Tahoe, that makes them have some. She said it's obvious. He says, obvious what? He said, okay. So the song came out in, what is it? 20, Donovan got killed in 2015. So the song came out in 2020. I don't know when the song came out. I'm just giving y'all a hypothetical. I could be wrong or right. If you're in the chat and you know what I'm talking about, just put the dates in there and I'll read it. But anyway, so the song came out in 2020. So you're saying that they're taunting him. And then he said, well, I shot your mommy. Now he doesn't even speak on me, or he doesn't even mention my name or whatever. So they're saying, so you're saying they're taunting. But what this witness did not know, that the song was written before Donovan Thompson's death. The song was written back in like 2014. Hello? 2012 or 13. And Jeffrey Williams, I don't believe he even wrote the song. I don't know, but it's what I know for a fact that the song was written way before Donovan got taken out. I know that for sure. Now, I'm going to say, if they're trying to say that Jeffrey Williams did not write that song, I'm going to say, they're just throwing stuff, and seeing what sticks, okay? Because I know for a fact that Jeffrey Williams write his own songs. Okay, he might have a writer, but I mean, I don't follow him as a fan. I'm not a FA ninja. So I don't follow people. I'm not starstruck. When I see somebody, I give them their accolades. I respect them. I'll be like, oh wow, I've got pictures with all type of celebrities or whatever. So it's a pleasure to see somebody that's doing well. I like that. I can celebrate with them and say, hey, you doing good. Keep it going. Because this boy came from nothing, you guys. So, of course, we want to support anybody's child that's doing well for themselves. But I believe, without a doubt, that Jeffrey was helping these young cats. He wasn't in there telling them to go rob this and go steal this and this. Here she come.
For the day.
She said something for today. Did she say she's done for today? She said we're done for today. Court adjourned for the day. Oh my God. You guys, she said she wasn't going to make a ruling on it. She said we're done for the day. The judge is mad. What? They said, what did she say? They're done for the day. That's it. They said they're back. Nope, they're done for the day. That's it. They said they done for today. The biggest cliffhanger ever. They made us wait 45 minutes, came back in. That's it, you guys. That's it. She's so mad that she's going to have to give them a mistrial. She wants to think about it. She wants to go and get some, wow. She's like, she came back to the courtroom. She turns around and she says, okay, you guys, okay, and then the attorney came back and said, Judge, can we come up to, can we come up to the bench? They went up to the bench. 10 minutes later, she said, we're done for today. Come on, Judge. You can't fix this one. You just can't. And you know what? The internet is going to blow up, you guys. The internet is going to blow up. Everybody's going, some people do not watch this and be engaged as far as what's going on, when it's happening or whatever. I tell you guys, when I'm at home or chilling or whatever, you guys thinking I'm just laid back. I'm laying down and I'm still listening to it. My husband get mad. He be like, oh my God, you turning it on? I said, just turn it on. I just want to listen to it. I got my eyes closed and I'm listening. When that dude came on there and said, free Quay, I said, what the heck did he just say? Oh my goodness. The judge misspoke. Don't say that. Don't say the judge misspoke. Oh my goodness, 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 goodness. The last time she was on here, and guess what? It is all, you know what's so good about this case? Lisa Calhoun, you know what's so good about this case? All right, Chris H., thank you for coming in. Make sure you hit that like button and share, share, share. You know what's so good about this? That judge, I say to myself, I had a young lady trying to, allegedly, she's supposed to have been training me, got angry with me. And then she was angry from the start of the shift. And I stayed away from her till all night long. And then I just seen that she was giving me her work to do. And she's sitting there smiling and eating. I'm like, hey, no, don't use me like that. You know what I'm saying? KCO, oh, we not worried. If he is, he is. I ain't worried. I mean, that's his life. We over here, we don't discriminate. We don't care. Why are we going to, okay, KCO going to put in there that, I'm not even going to read it. But, whoever he wants to make love to, that's his thing, all right? I'm not finna make fun of somebody because of this or that. You know what I'm saying? This is not the channel, sweetheart. Okay? Because people that come in here and saying stuff like that, you know what? You got a problem. This is the world. You don't even know who you talking to. I might be. Hello? So don't do that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You making it seem like something wrong with it. If he is, he is. Okay? I ain't mad at him. All right. So Willie is saying, no way to end the day like this. Exactly. She said, we're done. She said, we're done. Oh my goodness. Yep. She said, court is adjourned. Court is adjourned. I believe that there's going to be a mistrial. Let me go back and see.
All right, wait, hold on, Matthews. Before you say we have a stipulation.
Hold on.
F, Judge, once you ruled on our mistrial,
Right.
on my motion for a mistrial.
Okay, so are you asking, what kind of a mistrial are you asking for?
Your Honor, I believe that we were goaded into the mistrial.
Okay, well, I do not believe that, because if you had seen Miss Hilton's face when that came out of the witness's mouth, she was appalled. And I do not believe that they are purposefully trying to insert error into this trial to make y'all ask for a mistrial so that they can try this case again. I think it is continued, and I am sorry, y'all have, this gigantic, ginormous universe of evidence that maybe if you narrowed down, you would not be making these kinds of mistakes, but I believe that to be a mistake.
Your Honor,
So I'm going to deny a motion for a mistrial with prejudice. That one I don't believe.
Okay, hold on. She said she's going to deny a mistrial with prejudice. That means she's going to probably rule on a mistrial with prejudice, meaning that they can try it again. You can try it again. So she denied a mistrial with prejudice. So she's going to probably, and she's mad about it. She's mad. She's mad.
Facts bear out. Would you like a mistrial without prejudice?
Of course.
yes.
You would? Who else would?
Everybody would.
That means, of course, that the state would be free to try every one of y'all again.
Judge, just a moment.
Sure.
Oh, so she's saying if she gives them a mistrial without prejudice, they'll be able to retrial again. If she go ahead and give them a mistrial with prejudice, they cannot try this again. Let's hear it again, you guys. It's over for today. It's over. This judge, it's over. Let's find it.
He went on the stand, nor after that first slip up by this witness. There may have even been a document right there on the witness stand that should have been pulled from the state of Georgia from that witness stand so that this could have been avoided. So, Your Honor, we are joining in that motion as well.
Oh, hang on. It's all right. You just didn't know, but we'll let you know when to come back in.
Okay, so the witness that said this, Chris, you didn't miss anything. What you missed was the judge came back in and said, "We're done for today." That's what the judge said. She said, "We're done for today. Go home. We're done. Court's adjourned. We're done for today." She just at 3:04, she said, "We're done." You know what? Because she's so mad. She's so mad that she's got to do this. She got to do it.
Okay.
So we join in that motion.
Your Honor, and I just want to briefly add that it is painfully obvious that the state is not prepping their witnesses. You can tell by the way when the witness spoke the first time and he said, "Oops, am I not supposed to say that?" Like, "Oh, I had no idea," which makes it obvious that the state had not spoke to him, had not prepped them, and this has happened repeatedly. It's happening over and over again, Your Honor, and we're just not going to be able to unring 100 bells.
And finally, Your Honor, Mr. Marquavius Hewitt, we all have his been.
Chris says she hurt herself punching that pill. She mad. She big mad. She is. Judge Whitaker is big mad because here's the thing. If she doesn't give them a mistrial after it's happened over and over and over and over and over, how many times that it's got to happen where we're looking at you, the whole world is looking and saying, you guys are not right. See, here's the thing. We have, and this happened to my son one time, but we have a thing called the law. And law makes rules and regulations that you have to abide by. Yeah, Judge Whitaker she is mad. But when when people be like, they do what they want to do and all. Yeah, you can do what you want to do, but when the world is watching, and just like Judge Glenville, when the world is watching, you cannot keep allowing stuff to happen when you got 6-7 people defendants sitting there watching you're making excuses for this, what we call the lawyering of lawyering. That's what she called it. She called it she said bad lawyering. That's what she called it. Bad lawyering. I didn't even know there was a word called lawyering. I guess there's a word called lawyering because you can be dancing and a lawyer can be lawyering or whatever. We're going to have to get used to that word, lawyering. Lawyering. She said it's just bad lawyering. And she done said this about that the state. She done said the state. She even told Miss Hilton that they're sloppy. Chris says embarrassed for the court. Okay, listen.
Establish that his nickname is Quay.
Okay, isn't there going to be, we talked today about, isn't there going to be a stipulation?
And I'm going to tell you what she tried to do real quick, you guys. I'm going to tell you what she tried to do. Right there, she tried to put in a stipulation again. Let's put in a stipulation and I can give some instructions again. Nobody want no more instructions. No. How many instructions are you guys gonna have? Here's the thing. She wanted to make it work. Okay, you're making a chocolate cake. You cannot. If you're making a chocolate cake, you cannot put, unless you're gonna call the cake something else. You put strawberries in the cake. It's not a chocolate cake anymore. The law is the law. You cannot bend it. You cannot force it. And once you cross over on the other side, and you know that these things is in the law, that you're not supposed to speak on somebody that's in jail, that's defending themselves. That's why they got them in their own clothing. That's why every day when they come to court, they're wearing street clothes. They're not wearing no jumpsuit because they don't want the jurors to perceive that they're even in jail. And they wouldn't know it unless they're watching YouTube or the news or whatever. They wouldn't know it. And you know that the jurors are done seeing something, so they do know it. But for the ones that's supposed to do it right, they're not supposed to look at anything. They're not supposed to listen. They're not supposed to talk or whatever. They got these black sheets over the table so you can't see shackles on their feet. Their hands are free. Their attorneys are sitting right next to them. They've got all the deputies in the room and everything. So you got people coming in on the witness stand for the state. And every time you turn around, they're talking about they're locked up. They're incarcerated. Free such and such and all this other stuff. Now they were sitting there trying to say, well, he wasn't. He was just reading. Well, here's the thing. He read what you put in front of him. And you were supposed to redact that. Because the juror's going to say, free Quay. Did he just say free Quay? That means Quay is in jail. And we done heard that Gotti, he's in jail. All of these boys that's sitting in front of us is already in jail. Because guess what? Every last one of them already it's been there. It's been planted in their head. And I'm going to tell you what Miss Hilton did before that statement came out, you guys. And it's the big bomb. Okay, if she goes back, and that's what they probably told her to go back and look at. What they told her to go back and look at, and what we went and looked at right before that question of her telling him to read that post, she said, identify the people in the court. Listen to what I'm saying. She said, identify the people. And so he was like, oh, that over there is such and such. He's in a trench coat. He's such and such, such and such. That's Gotti. That person over there, they're such and such because they're such and such. That person over there, that's Quay. He's over there. He's to the right. And then, okay, now read the post. And what else do it say? It says hashtag such and such. It says hashtag such and such. And then it goes to hashtag Quay. Well, you know, the jurors are sitting there saying, well, Quay is such and such. So, Quay is in jail. Right? That just happened. I'm telling y'all. And you may not get it, but it's a strategy to say, connect these people that I just asked you to identify in the courtroom. Now read the post. You understand what I'm saying? These are the people that is the defendants that you identified: Quay, Gotti, Jeffrey Williams, Little Rod, and I don't know the other one's name, but whatever. You done identify them. Now read the post. And this is what the defense is saying. The defense is saying they goaded us. That means they came in on the back door. They wanted this to be a mistrial so that they can try this again. We don't want them to try it again. We want them to say, mistrial, you know what? Everybody go home. The judge is like, we're wasting our time. Judge, you can't fix this. You cannot fix this at all. You couldn't fix the last one you call yourself fixing when the state brought in Detective Dennis. It's supposed to be gone then. You supposed to have called a mistrial then. And you did. They're doing it all the time. Almost every day. It's like judge, you know, if every day you come in here and there's a problem, and you're like, oh, they didn't mean it. They were surprised. You should have seen her face. Judge, come on. How many of you know what? Here's the funny thing. You guys, even if this trial kept going, it would have happened at least 4 or 5 more times. I guarantee it. I can't speak in the future, but I can tell you what I believe. That's my opinion. It would have happened over and over and over and over again. Because guess what? The state was like, you know, the judge, you know what? We done spent all this money and we don't want to lose bad in front of the community and the world. So we can get another chance at this, because everybody that we done put on done came back, and, you know, we done gave out immunity to Woody. We done put Mr. Sledge in jail. He's supposed to been doing, you know, she wanted him to do 30 years. Then turns out the judge gave him 5. He already got 2 done. He only have to do 3. Somebody said he only going to have to do half of that. So that's only but a year and a half. But I read that he have to do 80%. So 80%, he's going to have to do a year and maybe about 8 months. 8-9 months. And that ain't bad. But judge is mad. She's probably, I'm frustrated. I'm furious. How can we fix it? How can I come on there in front of everybody and tell them, we're just going to keep moving on? I thought about this. This is my ruling and this is what I'm going to do. The judge can come in and do that tomorrow. That's what she's going to do. She didn't give no instructions to tell them to work on anything. Nothing for tomorrow. So that's a good sign that, guess what? Tomorrow she's going to say, look, I rule this as a mistrial. There's no need to give no instructions, because I'm going to rule this as a mistrial. I just don't know if I'm going to give it a mistrial with prejudice or a mistrial with unprejudice. Right? Right, you guys? Hey, come holler at a sister. I see you done came up in the building. It's all good. It's all good. Let's listen to some more, you guys.
References to Quay, at least at some points, are not either Mr. Nichols or Mr. Huey. We did.
Yes, Your Honor, and that's a few things. So, one, Your Honor, it was not intentional because we clearly...
Okay, but it was sloppy, because I presume he's reading from the document that you handed him instead of reading from the screen.
And we should have instructed him to read from the screen, but...
Or you should have presented him with a document that had that part redacted. It's just sloppy.
The issue came...
She said it's just sloppy. It's just sloppy. And you can see Miss Hilton talking about, but judge, we did this and we did that. And you know what's so sad about this whole situation? I'm going to share this with you guys. I know we're finna get off of here. Our hour is up. But you know what? You got to remember something. You know, when we come on here, we sometimes we be late. We wasn't late on this one. I told you guys, we wasn't late on this one. But the judge actually really wants to make this keep going. But I don't believe if she's looking at losing her job, because you are violating these boys' rights. Time after time after time after time. And you know what? She's going to have to answer to that. They're going to have her in court, because you can't keep saying, oh, it was just a mistake. Oh, we can fix it. We just unring the bell. We're going to give them an instruction. You can't keep saying it. You know, it's like a dog. Okay? I'm going to give y'all a good example. You bring a dog home and the dog pee on the carpet. You spank his little butt. You spank his little butt. He comes and pees on the carpet again. You spank his little butt. You spank his little butt. Okay? Then, you know what you have to do to that dog? And some people be like, oh, that's horrible. That's terrible or whatever. You're going to have to give him some kind of punishment. You're going to have to give him a punishment. You're going to have to make him understand. And you got to catch him in the act and then do it. You can't go, don't do that. He don't understand. He sit there, he gonna do it again. He smelled pee before, you allowed it, nothing happened, so here we go again. And that's what the state was doing. They was peeing on the judge, they was peeing on the court, they peed on the law. They was like, we're gonna do it over and over and over. We're gonna keep violating their rights. We're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna see how much Judge Whitaker wants her job. She knows good and well that we have done this over and over and over. There is so many mistakes. You know what? If me being a nurse, if I give you the wrong medication the first time and you say, okay, don't do that no more. And I say, okay. I learned the first time. I'm going to be very watchful. But I can't keep giving you the wrong medicine again. At least 10 times. There's at some point in time, you're going to sue me. You're going to take my license. You're going to get rid of me. You're going to fire me. You got to. Because if you don't, the state is going to get sued because they give me a license to hurt people. Not being fair. Not being, violating other people's rights. They're in the Sonia Massey case, you guys, if you guys haven't paid attention, they are trying to right now make a law for, instead of just hiring police officers, they're making it a little bit more excruciating, that's going off into the background and getting information before they hire a police officer. That's one change that they're coming in and saying, before we even go to court, let's go ahead and straighten up our house. That's what you're supposed to do. Exactly, Tina. That's what you got to do to a dog. Sooner or later you got to put his nose in it, and he don't like that. He's like, and then you go pow 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 pow. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't correct it, it's gonna be repeated sanctions. They're gonna keep doing incidents. They're gonna keep doing it over and over and over and over again. When you violate something, when you make a mistake, and you know that it's a mistake, and you ask them, okay, have the courts forgive. Let's do an instruction. You can't just bring people in and say, here, come on, get on the stand, say this. I'm going to ask you a question, because now this person is a lay person. They're not like a police officer. They're not like, an investigator or FBI or anything. But still, it just happened. It just happened a day ago. It happened yesterday. It happened the day after. It's just every day. Remember, it just happened the other day with the detective that took Detective Dennis's place. Then it happened prior to that because it was Detective Dennis. Then it happened prior to that. Guess what? The defense ain't called nobody yet. Defense ain't called nobody. These is all the state witnesses. They haven't went to the people and said, look, when you get on the stand, do not say anything about jail. When you get on the stand, do not say anything about that this person is this or that person is incarcerated or you did a search. You did. The question was to the detective the other day that took Dennis's place. They asked her, did she know where Jeffrey Williams lived? And then she says, yeah, because I was involved in the search warrant. That's what she said yesterday. You guys, I cannot make this up. She said that yesterday, and they should have called it on there. I was involved in the search warrant. How many chances do you get? How many chances? Oh, Miss Phyllis, it's crazy. It's crazy. And you know, if Judge Whitaker come back tomorrow and says, I thought about it and this is going to be my ruling. Because remember, she has not ruled on it, so it's not on black and white yet. So she can come and say, I'm not going to call it a mistrial. But I believe she is, because I guarantee you, if she does not, it's only going to take one more time, because you know what? It's getting messier and messier and messier. Hey, Ballerina, how you doing? Thank you for showing up. You know what I'm saying, you guys? Tell me if it's true or not. Tell me. Phyllis says, I just woke up. What happened? Okay, Phyllis, I'll give you the cliff note, but we already been on here an hour. So I was laying in the bed listening, and so they've got a YSL member on the stand. It's a little chocolate boy. He looks young. You know, he's got these big spiked dreads on, and he's telling everything. You know, if you ask him what color shoes, he'll say they were canvas shoes, red. I bought them at Foot Locker. He's going to give you the 411. He's telling everything. He must got a plea deal or something. He's a rapper, and he makes songs, so I don't know him personally. He has a deep voice. So, you know, I woke up and I said, who is he? So, you know, I learned that he was a YSL member because in some of his songs, one of his songs is titled No Slime Left Behind. So anyway, he's on the stand. So Miss Hilton tells him to identify the people in the court. So he's identifying Gotti, he's identifying Quay, he's identifying Jeffrey, he's identifying Shannon, he's identifying these people. So then Miss Hilton tells him to read a post, and I guess it's a picture of Shannon, and so he's reading the post, and the post says something about some shirts, some hats, some clothes, but it also says hashtag thugger, hashtag thug. Then it says hashtag free Quay. That's it. Miss Phyllis, did you understand it? Because I can, did you understand it? He said free Quay. So when he said free Quay, you know, they stood up, the defense stood up and said, you know, we're going file a motion. So she sent everybody out, and then the judge came in and was like, well, we can just give them an instruction. And they were telling her, no, we don't want no instruction, because, and then, you know, Miss Hilton was like, we didn't know he was going to do this. We didn't know he was going to say that. But the whole thing was they were supposed to redact those words, free Quay, because what do that tells a person that's in the juror? that's in the juror box, that tells the person, the jurors, that Quay is in jail. And so then Miss Hilton tried to come back and say, well, he didn't write it. He just reading. He don't even know what Quay they talking about. But still, so then the judge was like, which attorney stood up? Okay, the one in the back, that's the lady that's in the back, the dark-headed one that's sitting right next to Shannon. The short, I think she's like Spanish or whatever. She's the one that stood up and said a motion. She wanted a motion. She said she wanted to file a motion for a mistrial. That's the attorney that stood up first. And then they all jumped on the bandwagon. So Judge Whitaker came back and was like, well, let's just give them an instruction. We can give them instruction. And then Miss Hilton was like, I didn't know. Well, they were supposed to redact those words. She said, we did redact it. We didn't know he was going to look at the paper we gave him. We thought he was going to look at the board. You know what I'm saying? She said, but why would you give it to him and tell him to read it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she don't really say too much, Miss Phyllis. She doesn't say too much. But guess what? I was wondering which attorney was going to get it. Which attorney was going to get it, okay? She doesn't say too much. She sits back and she goes, oh, this, that, and the other, okay? I don't even know whose attorney she is. If she is, she's that one boy's attorney that sits far in the back. If you're looking at it from the judge point of view, to the left, far left back, she's like the second person sitting there. So you know who I'm talking about, right? Okay, so yeah. Oh my God, oh my goodness. Oh, thank God. But anyway, the judge came in, and next thing I know, the judge was like, oh, we're just going to give them instructions, and so y'all got to figure it out. We're going to give them instructions. It's no need for this. Then the judge came in and was like, well, if I give you guys a mistrial, and we were like, a mistrial? And so she's like, well, I'm going to give him a mistrial without with prejudice. With mistrial with prejudice, I wanted to do something on that. So let's see. Because mistrial with prejudice. Let's see what that means. What is a mistrial with prejudice? In the formal legal world, a court case that is dismissed with prejudice means that it is dismissed permanently. So she asked for a mistrial. So why is they wanting a mistrial without prejudice? She tried to give them what they wanted. They want a mistrial. She said, I will give you a mistrial with prejudice. That means it's dismissed permanently. But a case dismissed with prejudice is over and done with once and for all. That's why she said, if you guys want a mistrial without prejudice, that means they can try you again. So the judge is like, what the heck are we doing? Hello, Soldier Girl, how you doing? With Search for Lives, you don't pop up. I have to annually search your name. No notification anyway. All right, cool. You got to. I don't know. It's doing what it's doing. You gotta unsubscribe and resubscribe. That's what they tell people to do. Unsubscribe and resubscribe, and in that way, you'll get the notification. Because sometimes they might believe that you are a bot or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what that means. So you guys got to remind me that that's what the judge asked for. We'll listen to it.
So the issue
Listen.
did not come prior to. Ms. Westmoreland walked up to me while he was on the stand and said, I'm going to have an issue with that. Can you redact it? That is when the state became aware.
Then it should have occurred to you, you know what, I'm handing him a hard copy of this document that is unredacted.
But not if there's multiple quays, Your Honor. If I don't know which quay that.
Hang on. Can we stop having people come in and out when I've asked the witness to step out and every time the door opens they can hear what we're talking about? Please, just for a few seconds.
Boy, she trying to get some control in that courtroom. She really is trying to get some control.
I'm not asking anybody who's in here to leave. Huh?
The YouTube channels are going to have a big thing on this. They're all jumping on it. We were waiting to see what was happening.
So that is the point in which we learned of it. Is we redacted it on here. Ms. Westmoreland brought it up here.
Yeah, and I didn't read it. I mean, so the jury didn't see it, but now the jury has heard it. I don't think it is really that, much of a crisis because there is going to be this stipulation that quay is not always.
See, at first she was talking about the stipulation. She wanted to give them instructions and stipulations and stuff. And I don't know where it went south at, but the defense was like, no. They, and it wasn't like you could see this happening. If you was listening, you knew when he said, she says, man, I can't wait to go back. And girl, I'm sitting here. Lisa, she said, oh my God, I can't stand this judge. I know, you guys. Oh, it's killing me. This judge was making me sick talking about instructions. It's like, how many times are you going to just let them go? It's like when you have a child and the child, you tell them you got a curfew. It's 8 o'clock. And then they come in 10. You go, okay, you next time, you're going to be on punishment. And then the next night, and it's happening too frequently. It's different if it only happened once or twice. This is almost like the 10th or 12th time, you guys. 3 days in a row, back to back, boom to boom to boom. This judge is looking at, you're not being fair right now. Because this child had came home 12 o'clock, or 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Now the child coming home at 1 talking about, oh, I didn't know. That's what they're saying, sit there on the stand right now saying, like, I didn't know. You guys, oh my goodness.
Either of these defendants, so, nor is it obvious to everybody that free whomever is such a quote about who knows, everything these days.
I know when it happened, it just boom.
Necessarily indicate that whomever Quay spent time in jail or in custody or in prison or in.
See, the judge is trying to act like we don't know who Quay they talking about, and this could be another Quay, but here's the thing: it was supposed to be redacted. If it was redacted, take a marker and mark it out. Why would you hand it to the witness and then say, we didn't know? You gave him the smoking gun. You gave him the gun. You gave him the bullet. And then you say, but we didn't know, Judge. But we put it on the monitor. He didn't read it from the monitor. We thought he was going to turn around and read it from the monitor, even though that we handed it to him. And he's looking at it. We didn't want him to read it from there. We wanted him to turn around. Stupid stuff. That, when you let a kid get away with stuff, they're going to keep on doing it and keep on doing it. Exactly, Lisa. 100%, she says. I agree. And this is what happens. You guys. Miss Phyllis, you're going to have to go back and look at it. When you look at it, it's not going to be what we thought it was going to be, like this earth-shaking bomb. But when it happens, it's like I said, you got to have that, that intuitive, that intuition, that, like you listening. Like I was in the bed resting too, because, I've been working 12-hour shifts for the last 4 days. And then now this is like my 5th day. Oh, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this is my 7th day of working 12-hour shift. I got to go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days working 12-hour shifts. So anyway, you guys, yeah, it really got juicy. It got good. You guys, I love you guys. We've been rocking this. I'm going to let y'all finish listening to some more of it, because the judge is trying to give them their excuse. And I hate this. I hate it because this judge is always trying to answer the question like, you guys, I really just don't believe they meant to do any harm. I really don't I believe that they were surprised too. I believe that was not their intentions. Judge, get out of here. You know better. If you know better and they know better, you would not know. You know, if they're doing what she called it, a disservice to the lawyers, lawyering and sloppy work, you're doing a disservice to being a judge, because sounds like something Love would do. Love didn't do this, and that's why Love is sitting there, and Hilton is the one that was questioning this young cat. You know what I'm saying? Yes, she said mistrial without prejudice. That's what she offered. Oh, she offered without prejudice. Okay. Mimi said without prejudice. Let's listen to it one more time, you guys, before we get out of here.
I mean, they say it about, Hollywood stars who are in a breakup. It's not so obviously, oh, this must mean this person was in prison. But also, we were already saying Quay isn't either of these people. So let's just, and whether this was one of these people, or I don't even know who it did refer to.
And we don't know because it's not his post. He was reading someone else's post, so it could be a multitude.
Oh, Hilton, shut up.
Talked to his attorney earlier, right?
Yes.
And did you get any kind of an indication? I don't know if this was one of the things you were going to, but it's an issue now. And you said before lunch that you were going to ask Mr. Rubin.
Yes, we did ask him.
Do you know at this point whether the free Quay referenced, this wasn't even his post, was it?
It wasn't, and it wasn't an issue until Mr. West. So when I talked to Mr. Rubin.
Oh, wow. Crazy. Let me give a shout out to Soldier Girl for giving us a super chat. Thank you, Soldier Girl. All right. Thank you, Soldier Girl. We're continuing to listen to what's going on.
This wasn't something I was going to address with him because it wasn't an issue. I did not realize it was an issue. Mr. Rubin found out for me that Slack Quay is not either of these two Quays.
Okay, but this isn't Slack Quay. This is just Quay.
Right.
I know.
She don't know which Quay it is.
Why doesn't everybody? Well, they don't know how it's spelled. They only heard it. Why doesn't everybody just enter into some sort of a stipulation that the free Quay or the reference to Quay just now isn't either of these people?
Now, see what I'm saying? She wants them to be in agreement that, we want to just go and give them instructions that this Quay that they're referencing to is not the Quay that's one of the defendants. See what I'm saying? And you got a right to say no. Just like if you get rolled up with something, you ain't got to sign it just because you're going, well, just go ahead and sign it. No, you don't want to sign it. You don't have to sign it. You know what I'm saying? You do not have to sign it. You just don't. Exactly. All right. Thank you for the super chat. Okay. Let's finish listening to what happened, you guys, real quick, and
I don't know if it is, so it was.
Whether it, okay, so,
Your Honor, the state can enter stipulation that we weren't referencing it. We as the state of Georgia.
okay, that is not a reference to, if you would prefer that.
I don't know what the poster is referencing.
I don't honestly really care what the poster was referencing. What I'm trying to do is fix your sloppiness
fix your sloppiness.
so that everybody won't have wasted, 10, 12 months of their lives in this trial. Okay, do it now.
She acting like she mad. Do it now. This judge was not trying to call a mistrial.
Y'all work on that. I'm going to take 5 minutes.
She said she gonna take 5 minutes, right? She said y'all work on it. I'm gonna take 5 minutes. She said y'all work on it. I'm gonna take 5 minutes. She's telling them to work on it. She's gonna take 5 minutes. She's gonna take more than 5 minutes. You guys, it took her 45 minutes. Remember, so we're gonna skip. Here she come back. Listen. That girl was on it. Oh, they went back for a thing again. They went in court for 1 minute, and she was like, "Judge, we want to come up to the bench." Come on, where is it at? Come on, where's it at?
That means, of course, that the state would be free to try every one of y'all again.
Okay, 105.
Insert error into this trial to make y'all ask for a mistrial so that they can try this case again. I think. Insert error into this trial.
I want to hear what she has to say. And you guys, we're gonna get off of here, but let's hear her because she. See, this thing skips and skips and.
And in looking at this picture, do you know where you and Mr. Stillwell were?
Come on, Judge, where you at?
Maybe I'll come up with.
She said, "What y'all come up with?"
All right, wait, hold on, Matthews. Before you say we have a stipulation, F, Judge, once you ruled on our mistrial,
Right.
on my motion for a mistrial.
Okay, so are you asking, what kind of a mistrial are you asking for?
Your Honor, I believe that we were goaded into the mistrial.
Okay, well, I do not believe that, because if you had seen Miss Hilton's face when that came out of the witness's mouth, she was appalled, and I do not believe that they are purposefully trying to insert error into this trial to make y'all ask for a mistrial so that they can try this case again. I think it is continued, and I am sorry y'all have, this gigantic, ginormous universe of evidence that maybe if you narrowed down, you would not be making these kinds of mistakes, but I believe that to be a mistake.
Your Honor,
So I'm going to deny a motion for a mistrial with prejudice. That one, I don't believe that the facts bear out.
Okay.
Would you like a mistrial without prejudice?
She asked her, "Would you like a mistrial without prejudice?"
You would?
A mistrial. She already.
It means, of course, that the state would be free to try every one of y'all again.
Okay.
Just a moment.
Sure.
Okay, you guys get it? She already said I am going to deny a mistrial with prejudice. She's saying, I'm not going to give you a mistrial that you cannot, well, what she's saying is, I'm not going to give you, she basically said, I'm not going to give you a mistrial with prejudice that you cannot come back and do that. I'm not going to give you that. But would you like a mistrial with prejudice? Without prejudice? That means, she said, now I will look at giving you a mistrial and they can come back and retry it. So I know that the defense, she's saying the defense don't want to start over. They may not want to start over, but you know what? Let their clients say, you know what? Start on over, but now give me a bond to get out of jail. And plus, somebody said that if, and we'll look it up real quick, but they only got 90 days or something like that to retry it. SP, she is trying to figure out to get around. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. She is trying to figure it out. And then she went back on recess again. But see, I wanted to hear that part because that didn't make sense to me.
Whether it, okay, so
yeah, they said that they got 90 or 70 days.
It's not a reference to, if you would prefer that.
Let me see. If the court finds a case, a mistrial without prejudice, what does that mean? Okay. What does dismiss without prejudice? A case that is dismissed without prejudice is only dismissed temporarily. But the judge said, I'm not going to give you a mistrial with prejudice. That means you can't try it again. So she said, I'll give you a mistrial without prejudice so that they can temporary. When the judge says without prejudice, a case is dismissed but can still be refiled at a later point, both civil and criminal. The plaintiff or the prosecutor can refile the claim or criminal, typically after fixing the problem with the initial file. So they say often judges dismiss cases without prejudice so that the person whose case got dismissed can try again after fixing the problem. The only side pointed out, sometimes though judges dismiss case with prejudice. And the judge said she's not going to grant them a mistrial with prejudice. She already said that. You guys, that's what she said. I'm not making this up. That's why we're going back over it and listening to. She said she's not going to give them that.
What the poster was referencing. What I'm trying to do is fix your sloppiness.
That's what we're getting.
So that everybody won't have wasted, 10, 12 months of their lives in this trial. Okay, do it now.
She said, do it now, and then walked out.
I'll work on that. I'm going to take 5 minutes.
She said, I'm going to take 5 minutes. She took more than 5 minutes.
Not either of these two quays.
Okay, but this isn't Slack Quay. This is just Quay.
Right.
I know. So, why doesn't everybody... Well, they don't know how it's spelled. They only heard it.
We don't care about that. So I'm going to ask you guys, because I am, one thing I want to ask you guys real quick is, hey, what's going on? Exactly. Exactly. The if Fanny do lose, which we don't want her back in there, she's all for the money. She's not doing anything. She's trying to win the votes of certain people and not the people. Like if they had some kind of smoking gun or something, I would have been like, yeah. But this happened so long ago. And here's the sad thing, you guys, and I'm not trying to change nobody's opinion about anything. I'm not saying that these boys, away from Jeffrey, he done things in the past, like all of us has done things as growing up. But he's made something of himself. Don't take it from him because he's associated with some people that he grew up with. That I believe he tries to help. I do believe he was trying to, but is he the leader? No, he's not the leader. So take him out the equation. And if these people are going over there shooting up houses, quit giving them immunity. They're the ones that you should be locking up. They are the ones you should be locking up, not giving them immunity, giving them plea deals, just so they can come and tell on somebody who got money. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's always about either money, religion, or power. Anytime when you see a problem, okay, she said, what y'all come up with? I know we heard it about 5 or 6 times. But like I said, I listened to this over and over and over. Exactly. Soldier Girl, lock him up.
Judge, once you rule on our mistrial, on my motion for mistrial.
Okay, so are you asking, what kind of a mistrial are you asking for?
Your Honor, I believe that we were goaded into the mistrial.
Okay, well, I do not believe that, because if you had seen Miss Hilton's face when that came out of the witness's mouth, she was appalled. And I do not believe that they are purposefully trying to insert error into this trial to make y'all ask for a mistrial so that they can try this case again. I think it is continued, and I am sorry, y'all have, this gigantic, ginormous universe of evidence that maybe if you narrowed down, you would not be making these kinds of mistakes, but I believe that to be a mistake.
Your Honor,
So I'm going to deny a motion for a mistrial with prejudice. That one, I don't believe that the facts bear out.
You hear her? She said, I'm going to deny. She already said, I'm going to deny a mistrial with prejudice. So that means she's denying them to, okay, we're just going to throw this away and you cannot retry these boys again. She said, I'm not going to say that. She said, I just don't believe it. But she can deny them. She can give them, she can grant them a mistrial without prejudice. Without prejudice. You guys understand it? Soldier Girl, no. She just said it. She just said, I am going to deny you a mistrial with prejudice. With prejudice means you can't try us no more. She said, I'm denying you that. She said, I might grant you a mistrial without prejudice. She's not denying the mistrial without prejudice. Okay, you got it? But how will they do it? Some defendants ask for speedy trials. Well, if their attorney agreed, then that's as speedy as it get. They agree. Maybe, you know what? The one thing about it is, normally, they don't, they normally don't want to put that money back off into it again because it's just a lot. You know what I mean? It's just a lot, you guys. So we got all of that taken care of. You guys, it's crazy. I'm glad you guys came on in here and you rock it with us. We come on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. Central Time. We did come in here a little bit early, around about 2 o'clock. Sometimes we do that. But we did it because it was going down. We got the scoop. We'll be back on here. We'll come on tomorrow because we gonna have to. But we'll come on here early. Muktuk went to jail off his testimony. Can he appeal now if granted? No. You know why I say no? Because first of all, he didn't get a lot of time. She revoked his probation and gave him 5 years. He's already got 2 years under his belt since he's been free and has not got in trouble. So he's only got 3 years to do. They only do 50% to 80% of time. So he's only going to do 1 year to 1 year and 8 months of time. She's going to give him that to make him an example. Like when you go with a plea deal to help the state, that you can't come in here and then take back everything that you said. Like she said that's more like not like purging yourself. You're lying, just to get out of jail. You can't do that, which that's pretty much what he did. She said it's like perjury. That's what she said it was like. It was like perjury. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I love that you guys were you guys rocked it with us today. We'll come back tomorrow. We're gonna talk a little bit. I'm sorry that I couldn't even I wish I could even just record the video and just play it over and over and over and over. But you guys, you be good, be safe. I know you guys, they're gonna be on it tonight all over the internet. Everybody, if they didn't see it, they're gonna see it. And you guys give them your support. Go in there, because if you support things that we definitely are interested in, especially the freedom of these boys, because like I said, if they had evidence, I wouldn't be sitting here talking about free anybody that, but little misdemeanor stuff, they done did 2 years. Maybe they go sit down somewhere and Jeffrey get away from these people, but like I said, you can kind of see where this is going to go. They're chasing after him. They want him. Just like Woody said. Woody told the truth. Even though Woody is something else. But they didn't want a small fish. They did want a big fish. But they didn't have nothing on Jeffrey Williams. They might can have something on somebody else, but you got to take the leader out. Jeffrey Williams I don't believe, and with everything that they showed me, I still don't believe that he's the leader. All right, you guys, be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. Bye.